Today we are going to be making a applique block, and our finished product is going to be an applique quilt. And what I've chosen is a black and white background and multiple different black and white backgrounds, but then with some bright colored fabrics over the top of it. So what these are cut out with the Applique Quilt cutter, and I'm going to demonstrate that pretty soon, how those are cut. Then what we will do is we will take these pieces, lay them on top, and there's a couple ways you could do it. You could pin each one down, or you could use heat and bond light, and then that is like a glue when the iron hits it and then melts it, so that you're melting this piece of fabric to this piece of fabric, and then when you sew it around the edge, it does not shift. Is a hand cranked machine, and it's called the Go Baby Applique Quilt, and one of the dies is called the orange peel. And I like this pattern. It's a very popular pattern from the 1800s, but this is the 2022 way of making the orange peel, which is my favorite way because you just slide it on through as long as everything's working properly on the machine. So what I'm going to do is have two layers that are going through the machine, making sure that that is covering the whole area which is going to be cut, and along where the light gray and the dark gray meet, there is a very sharp edge in there, so if you were to press down, that would not be good, but it's great when the fabric goes through. What I'm going to do is have two layers that are going through the machine, making sure that that is covering the whole area which is going to be cut. Once we get it going, making sure that the fabric is not shifting, we're going to make sure that it goes through, and that mat keeps everything together. And then we slide it off to the side. Once I pull the top off, then you can see that there are two layers of what is called the orange peel. So that's been cut precisely with the exact sizes that I need. So everything is uniform throughout the whole quilt. So right now, before I put it through the sewing machine, I'm going to start with my first one. I know that this is where it's going to be, and I'm going to pin it in place. I'm not using the glue, but this time I'm using a pin to hold that in place. I'm going to take it over to the sewing machine. So the stitch that I'm going to use is a zigzag stitch, and that is going to hold down the edge along with just a little bit on the inside of the edge. So the zigzag stitch on this machine is a 4. So I've already put it to a 0.4. It's already changed it to that. I put my needle down, and then I'm going to go all the way around the outside of my orange peel. And I'm sewing that, keeping that on the edge, not going too fast. Making sure that everything's laying flat. And really, the glue would work just a little bit better, but this works as long as I'm keeping my finger on it, keeping it flat. And then when I come to the end, I want to stop. I'm going to use my hand wheel to bring the needle down to where the needle just was. And then I'm going to lift my presser foot, I'm going to turn it, and then I'm going to continue on with my zigzag stitch all the way around the outside of the orange peel to lay it down. A little bit of a curve, keeping all the threads out of the way as I sew. And then when I come to the end, I want to make sure that I always reverse it to reinforce and stitch and keep those stitches from coming out. And then I lift my presser foot, pull it out, and pull out the pin, making sure that I leave a long tail so that the next time I stitch, the thread does not go back up into the machine.